Right, so it is the 4th of June and this is my garden update. I started growing some basil from seed and it just really didn't go well. I'll show you them in a minute. So I basically just bought a basil plant and separated it by using the hose on it. And I've planted the individual plants that came off it. But to be honest, some of them are doing quite well, some of them are a bit droopy. It doesn't matter if they don't all make it really, because I think I've got more than enough if they do make it. I planted my giant sunflowers yesterday, so here they are in a row, and I put cages around them really just to stop the cats from getting to it and digging it up, and also I think to give them a bit of a windbreak. Hopefully that'll work. So my cabbages and lettuces. The lettuces are really exploding actually. I probably planted more than I can actually ever use, especially the mustard, the giant mustard red. It's the one with the red going through the leaves. They're so prolific that yeah, I'm not sure I can eat them quick enough. But I don't know if you can see that one. Actually, it looks like it's going to seed because it's flowering. It's not a good sign. It probably means the weather is too hot for it. I moved my gooseberries to get some more better sun, so hopefully it'll do better here than behind the pond. But I left the blackcurrant there because the blackcurrants are getting good sun. I wanted to show you my, so the potatoes are ready to come out now. Apparently the way you can tell is when they start flowering, like this one here started flowering, and I'll show you them at the end. But I don't know if you can see my strawberries. I covered these to protect it from birds and what have you, but right here, right there, I've got some red ones. Look at that really red one. Awesome. So I'm going to pick those today and see how we get on. I took the radishes out of this bed yesterday because they'd gone so tall and they were flowering, which meant really they had been in there way too long. When I pulled a few to check them, the silly things hadn't really bulbed up enough. A few of them had, but literally out of about 20 that were planted, I probably got about 4 decent sized bulbs. The others, they're just dreadful. I ended up putting them in the compost heap, so no good. I planted my leeks out a week ago, so they look like they're doing okay. Sat there, see if they're growing, and the celery is actually growing now, which is also really good. Some more lettuces. Oh wow, more than I can cope with, I think. And every time I pick them, like I pick out some to make a salad, I get tons more. So yeah, but this is my tomato patch now, and if you can see, Marge, the tomatoes are really doing well. Really happy. Yeah. Here I've got some spillovers for my courgettes and pumpkins. This is my spillover bed, which is really good. And at the back, remember, I've still got raspberries and blueberries. And here, some more tomatoes. This is the second batch of radishes I planted 2 days ago. Really, because the last one did so poorly. Apparently, I read online that you're supposed to not feed it too much nitrogen, because that's what apparently makes them go really green. So you get lots of greenery, lots of very bushy plant, but not very many radishes. So I'll learn that for next time. My carrots have finally started to come up. This is the first batch I planted, and then the second batch, really wispy, but it looks like it's coming up a bit now. And some are beetroots. This is the second batch I planted, they're just coming up. This is the first batch I planted, which is so bushy. They're really doing well. And my carrots at the back. That, believe it or not, are onions. Strange looking onion. It's a red baron. Okay. What else have we got going on? So I covered this bed yesterday. Really just because I haven't really got anywhere else to put the covers. I've got limited garden space. So yeah, so it won't be able to stay on here for very long because the tomatoes at the back are going to really push through it. So it's just here at a temporary measure until I can find out where else to put the thing. So at the back here, my courgettes and I've got some marigolds interspersed with it. And it's really cute because they're flowering already. Well, certainly the male flowers are coming through, but clearly haven't got any females yet because it's really not, they're not big enough yet, really. This one had a male flower on it a couple of days ago, which you can see is dried up now, but there were no females, so I think it just dried up. At the back, I had a cucamelon, died. This one seems to be still going at the very back. Some peppers here in the front, which are coming along. These are sweet peppers, chilies on the end, and some aubergines here, and more peppers here. So let's have a look at my courgette bed. Well, the courgette, I've got so much in this bed. I've got beans at the very back, which look like they're actually picking up now. I don't know if you remember from the last video, they really weren't very happy. They're picking up now. And as I said about the lettuce, I harvested this patch about 3 days ago and it's just exploded again. So lettuce is so prolific. It's ridiculous, really. So I'm juicing them so I can use them up. And these potatoes are flowering, so again, they'll be ready to come out soon. At the back, I've got obviously my broad beans, which are growing and developing beans now. And in front of those, I've got the sweet corn, which is really getting thick stalks now, and I'm really pleased with how it's doing. And some nasturtiums at the very front there, which are starting to flower. You can eat those as well, so I'm looking forward to that. So this is the bed I wanted to show you. I pulled this potato this morning just to see whether I had any decent growth here, and actually there's some potatoes in there. So I looked online. It said that you can pull them out when they're sort of flowering. That's the time to pull them. But it said if you're in doubt as to the size of the potatoes, pull one and have a look. So I think that this is quite small, I suppose. Certainly the one underneath it is. And you can see that there's some really tiny ones that really weren't ready. So I think what I'll do is I'll give these others maybe a week or two just to see if they come up. But I'll dig down and see what's underneath this one, see how many potatoes we've got going in here. It's probably, yeah, probably not a lot. I don't know. We'll see. It's got, yeah, I have to dig in. It's going to be really interesting. See how many potatoes I've got in here. But we'll see. Okay, so I'll show you that later. Quick tour of the cabbage bed. Again, more potatoes here going nuts. These nasturtiums are bursting through the cage. I've got spinach at the back now. You can see them. And at the very back, some bok choy, which is actually finally starting to pick up. So it's looking really good back there. Spinach is looking good. I mean, I like my spinach leaves young, so I might even start picking them soon. And the Swiss chard there, just in the middle, really, I think it's because it's not getting that much sun because of these cabbages are so huge, because it's not really doing much at all. Mind you, this part of the garden doesn't tend to get a lot of sun, so we'll see. But I wanted to show you my cauliflower, my Calabrese cauliflower, which is now starting to get heads. You see that? It was tiny, obviously, but you know, it's just starting. There's another little tiny one there, just coming up. So yeah, the green. I mean, the growth is just huge on these cauliflowers. So big. I don't know if you can even tell from the perspective that you're looking at, but these cauliflowers are massive. Really bigger than I expected them to be. Can you tell? They're just huge. Here I've got parsnips growing, and a tray of peas, which is behind the turnip and the rest of the cabbage patch. At the back, obviously, I've got kale. I harvested that last week. This week as well. It was just gorgeous in as a vegetable. When it just tastes nothing compared to the one you buy in the shop. It was just the flavour. It was delicate, whereas kale I love kale anyway, but like the others, find it quite bitter. But it was so delicate and beautiful that yeah, definitely going to be doing it again. They're not as fat as the ones you get in the shop, but it's fine, I don't mind. Some of these are getting bigger at the back, so I might pick a few more and have it with my dinner tonight. And here, along here, this last row is broccoli. That's not going to be ready for a while yet, and it's not really doing anything, but I don't expect it to. Yeah, it's still quite early for it. So yeah, So there you go, garden tour, 2nd of June 2017. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.